Hello YouTube. Today I'd like to talk about this celly of mine that I end up beating up. But it's more about doing stupid things, that led to this. Not all plans work out the way they're supposed to, and I made a lot of stupid mistakes and decisions in prison, that I look back on. And I just laugh about them now, but most of them. So I've told about this celly before, but I'm going to elaborate on it. Now, I told you in Farmington that it was split into two sides, A side and B side. A side had regular people on it. B side had sex offenders of all kinds, all walks. But once in a while, they would have a sex offender on A side waiting to go over to the B side. Waiting for a cell to open. So I had this celly, and we got along, but we each wanted a different celly. He had a partner of his he wanted to move in with, or have him move in with him, and I had somebody I wanted to move in with. So he tells me, he said, "Harv, I know I can't talk you into this, but," he said, "especially considering why you're in prison." But he said, "My partner lives down there with this guy, and I'm wanting him, I'm wanting to sell with him. The problem is he's got a chomo in the cell with him." I said, "Fucking, why is the guy even still here?" And he goes, "I know," but he said, "These guys that get in that program on the other side, which is what he's waiting for. If you touch them, you get another case." Oh, you might get another case anyway, So I told him, I said, "No, I don't want to do that." Anyway, I was telling the guy that I was wanting to move in with about this. He goes, "Hey, they have a good cell. It's in the corner." He goes, "I like that cell." I said, "I'm not moving in with that guy." He goes, "Look, because when you sign a room move pass, everybody involved has got to sign the paper. Like if you wanted to move in with me, I would have to sign it. My cellie would have to sign it. You'd have to sign it, and your cellie would have to sign it." So he convinced me that all I got to do is move in there and make this guy sign the paper, and then get him moved in there. So it's going to be like a three-way move thing going on here. So, it's going to be in two parts. So I went back and I tell my cellie, I said, "Me and dude, we want that corner cell, so I'll do that." He goes, "Are you sure, man?" He goes, "I don't want you doing anything you don't want to do." And he goes, "I'm afraid you're going to whoop this guy." I said, "I can handle it without putting my hands on him. I just tell him he's going to sign the paper." So he said, "Okay." He said, "I'm really not liking it, though, He goes, "I want my partner down here, but," he says, "I don't want you getting in any trouble, So we did the room move. And I moved down there in the corner cell. And they moved me in right before I had to go to work. And when I moved in, I told him, I said, "You're moving out. I have somebody else that's moving in here. So we'll sign the paper. and he'll move in and you'll move out somewhere, That's the way it's going to be. So I started to walk out. He goes, that's not the way it's going to be. I'm not moving anywhere. I said, yeah, yes, you are. I said, there's no talking about this. You are. Because you and I are not staying Cellmates. He goes, I know. Because I'm going to the other side and getting in that program. And I said, whether you go in that program or not is no concern to mine. I said, but you're going to sign that paper. He said, no, I ain't. So I slapped him. What we call a bitch slap. And I said, yes, you will. And I walked out. And he comes out. Now you got to realize the wing is full of people. And he says, you got to come back in here and finish it. So I walked back in. Now I whooped him. Now leave. That wasn't a fight. You don't get no points for that. Anybody could have whooped this guy. It's nothing, something you can brag about. You can't brag about that because I was just a soft ass dude with one of those cases. So I go to work and I tell one of the guys I'm working with, I said, hey, I told him what happened, and he goes, man, just act like you banged your hand against, when you was moving this cart, banged it against the wall. And they said they'll fill out accident report. So I did, and he was a witness for it. Filled out accident report. He signed it as a witness. Staff signed it. And I go to medical. When I walk in medical, 2 white shirts, a major and a captain or a lieutenant, I can't remember, walked in behind me and said, let me see your hands. Showed them my hands. And they said, what happened? I said, banged my hand down at work. He said, yeah, sure you did. He said, come with us. I said, I got witnesses. He goes, yeah. Don't believe your witnesses. They're going to take your side. So I go up to their, I don't know what you'd call it, major's office, captain's office, whatever it is. And they said, look, we took your cellie to the hole because he's got a black eye and a couple of other bruises. And what do you guys say about that? And I said, well, I saw that too. And he told me he got hit with it. There was snow and ice on the ground. I said, he told me he got hit with some ice. Somebody threw a ball of ice at him. He goes, yeah, he told us that story too. And I'm thinking to myself, really? He actually said that? Because I can't believe our stories matched up. Because I just walked out, And so they was talking about locking me up. And I said, look, if you lock me up for something I didn't do, I said, I'm going to have my people all over. They're going to make life miserable for you. And so he calls down there and to the hole where the guy's at and talked to them. And they told him he's swearing to his cell he didn't hit him. So they tell me, we're going to let you go. But know this, we're going to be watching you and all your cronies. You let them know. And then there was another white shirt there, and he said, yeah, let them all know I'm going to be on that yard starting Monday. And I'll be keeping an eye on all you guys. So I said, all right. I said, I'll be sure to do that. And I did. I let them know that. But anyway, like a day later, they didn't put the guy back in my cell. They put him in somewhere else in some other cell. But what really amazed me was not the, not only the fact that he not tell, but I was in the gym working out, and I just got through telling all these guys about this and how the sergeant's going to be working this side, and he's going to be keeping an eye on all this because we all stick up for one another and we're all into all kinds of stuff, which wasn't true, at least not with me. I tried to stay out of trouble. So we're in the gym, and here comes this guy into the middle of the gym. Now, people like that, they just didn't walk into the gym where the people were working out. The lame, soft people with those cases, it's bad if you do that. But he walks right in there, and he tells me, he goes, "Hey, I didn't tell on you." I said, "I know you didn't." I said, "But you need to get the hell out of here." He goes, "No, I just wanted to let you know." And there was guys that had stopped working out, and they're closing in on the guy, and one was standing behind him. So when this guy turns around, he bumps into him, and the guy shoves him. He says, "You want to run into me?" And I'm thinking, man, this ain't good. So I tell these guys, I said, "Hey, do not put your hands on him." I said, "This is all going to come back on me. I'm telling you, it's going to come back on me." They said, "Oh, you bruised him up a little bit. You gave him a black eye. He needs to be fucking really hurt. We need to whoop his ass." I'm saying, guys, look, I understand and I agree with you, but let him walk out. And one of them says, "Man, I can't believe you're sticking up for this dude." I said, "I'm not really sticking up for him. I'm not wanting to get in trouble. They're watching us." And I said, "As far as you go, I got something to say to you anyway." And he goes, "What?" And this actually happened. I said, "They told me up there." I said, I ain't believing it until it comes from you, you know. But I want to know what they're saying about. I want you to know what they're saying about you, and maybe you can clarify what they're talking about." And he said, "What?" I said, "They told me that you were a booty bandit." I said, "Now, word gets around. We would have heard it by now, so I think he's just talking outside of his mouth." And he goes, "Yeah, there's nothing to that." He goes, "And I'm going to go say something." And he does. He leaves the gym right there and walks straight up there. And he comes back, and he said, he claims he's up there saying it's true. He goes, "I'm about to go to the hole over this." But and I think he ended up going to the hole. I think he went back up there, and he got into it with them, and they cuffed him up and took him to the hole. But the dude I was trying to get in the cell with, he finally got in, but it wasn't like the next day or anything. It was like a week later, and we got him moved in. And he was telling me, he goes, "Man, I thought you was gone." He said, "Man, why did you do that?" I said, "The guy said he wasn't going to sign the paper." And so what was I supposed to do? He goes, "We could have just me and you could have just came up on him and said, 'Hey, you're going to sign this paper.'" He goes, "My cellie would have done it too, because my cellie was wanting to whoop him once he got in the cell." He goes, "Because I was telling my cellie, you ain't going to like this guy." And he goes, "What is it?" He goes, "Oh, I want him in the cell because I'm going to beat him down." And I said, "Well, it all worked out, He goes, "Yeah, but," he goes, "it could have went the other way." He goes, "You could have got another charge." He said, "We wouldn't have got to be Cellmates. He goes, you will get more time, whatever, you know. At least even your parole here and put back some. He says, I agree with you. You know, these guys don't need to be on the yard, because I've always said that these guys do not need to be on the yard. And there's two reasons why I say that. These guys with these cases. One is they're creeps. You know, they prey on children, and they should not be walking around in the yard. They shouldn't have their own yard on the other side. That just blows my mind. They should be in PC, the hole or something, and they shouldn't be just doing like 5, 10 years. They should be doing a lot of time. But that's neither here or there. The point is, they shouldn't be on the yard, in my opinion. The second reason they shouldn't be on the yard is because somebody else is always going to whoop them, beat them up. Like I did one video where a guy was beating one up and he accidentally killed him. He didn't mean to kill him, but he killed him and he got another charge. Murder charge. So these guys that are not creeps, have these cases, are getting more time and more charges because these guys are on the yard where they shouldn't be. My rant is over. I'm sorry. I hope you guys forgive me. Anyway, I talked to a couple guys in the prison, and you know, I'm in contact with them. One of them wants to tell me about his life and stuff, and what's going on in prison now, because it's changed a little bit since I've gotten out. And he wants me to put it here on YouTube. I don't know how to do that, and I told him also, I said I'll ask you guys if you guys know how to do that. You know, because he calls, so I don't know how to do this by phone. Number two, would you guys be interested in that? Because I won't do it if you guys are not interested in that. But I really don't know how to do it anyway, and I told him that, and he thinks there's got to be a way, and I haven't figured out how to record on my phone, and it would just be an audio anyway. It wouldn't be like a video, so I really don't see the point. But you guys may think different, and if you do, let me know, and we'll see what we can do. Thank you.